Today, I want to introduce you to one of the strangest prophecy books in the world. This book doesn't just predict the future of humanity, it claims to reveal the fate of the gods, and even the entire universe. Its name is Okamoto, more commonly known as the Sun and Moon Prophecies, in Japanese Nichigetsu Shinji. And it's often called Japan's most powerful book of prophecy. Let's begin this mysterious journey with the man behind the book. Okamoto Tenmei, born in 1897. From a young age, he was no ordinary child. He could see things others couldn't, and hear voices no one else could hear. In short, he could communicate with the spiritual world. The story begins in April 1944, near the end of World War II. Japan was exhausted. The war had dragged on, and people, especially soldiers, were desperate to know how it would all end. A group of scholars who studied ancient traditions decided to ask the gods directly through an old ritual, a form of spiritual writing done through divine possession. Okamoto Tenmei, who had experience with spirit communication, was invited to lead the ritual. Here's how it worked. 6 people participated. 2 held a special wooden Y-shaped stylus made from sacred trees. If a spirit came through, the stylus would move on a tray of sand and form symbols or words. 2 more people read the characters out loud, and to others wrote everything down. During this ritual, the gods were quiet, almost refusing to answer anything. But finally, when someone asked about the fate of the war, a strange message appeared. Ten no Nichigetsu Shin, the sun and moon god of heaven. It didn't make sense at the time. But that one sentence turned out to be the beginning of something huge. 2 months later, on June 10th, Tenmei was invited to visit a shrine in Chiba Prefecture, dedicated to none other than the sun and moon god. He didn't realize it then, but this visit would change his life forever. After praying, Tenmei rested in the shrine's office. Suddenly, he felt a sharp pain in his forehead. Then, in his right arm. Then, something strange happened. As if his body was no longer under his control, he took out a pen and paper and began writing furiously. Symbols, numbers, strange Japanese characters, like something from another world. He couldn't stop. His arm hurt, but it moved on its own. And just like that, the first 2 chapters of the Sun and Moon Prophecies were born. The secret language of the gods. One of the mysterious messages he wrote looked like this. When 10, 9, 8, there is 76, there is 4, but number 5. What did it mean? It made no sense at first. But Tenmei began to suspect that the gods were speaking in code, symbols hiding a deeper message. With help from spiritual experts and symbol interpreters, the message was eventually decoded. Buddha and Christ will help all. A world without suffering is coming. Later, more of the text was translated to say, the true God will appear in this world, showing divine power to save humanity. But before this ideal world arrives, the human race must face the greatest disaster in history. Only those who purify their body and soul will be saved. This wasn't just a message for Japan, it was a warning for the whole world. From 1944 to 1961, Tenmei continued to receive these mysterious messages through what's called automatic writing. He wrote 52 volumes in total. 39 of them were published. But the remaining 13 never released. It's said that the gods forbade their publication. During this time, Tenmei experienced many strange phenomena. For example, he could go days with only an apple or a rice cake and still feel completely energized. Once while sitting in a shrine, he heard a voice clearly say, "Tenmei, leave here." He heard it for 3 days in a row. Finally, he listened and resigned from the shrine. Just days later, the building was hit by a firebomb. If he hadn't left, he would have died. So what did these prophecies actually predict? In June 1944, 1 year before Japan surrendered, Tenmei wrote, "Germany and Italy are unreliable. The entire world is closing in on Japan." Sure enough, Mussolini was executed in April 1945, and Germany surrendered in May. Japan was left isolated. But the government hid this truth from its soldiers. They were told Japan would win, that it was a holy war. However, small booklets of the Sun and Moon Prophecies began circulating through the military. And what did they say? This war will be lost. All great leaders will be captured. But Japan will not be destroyed. Afterward, it will be rebuilt. Many soldiers read this. And when they were later ordered to die for their country, they refused. They realized, if this war is destined to be lost, why should I die? If our leaders will surrender too, why shouldn't we try to survive? And if Japan will rise again, then maybe we should live to help rebuild it. After the war, people began to notice something incredible. Nearly every major event in Japan's modern history was described in the Sun and Moon Prophecies. The economic boom, the spiritual emptiness that followed, the bursting of the economic bubble, even the 2007-2008 financial crisis. It predicted a world chasing money, forgetting the soul, and the consequences that would follow. So, what does this mysterious book say about our future? It speaks of a coming era called the Age of Maitreyaera, a world of light and unity. But before that, there must be a massive cleansing. Everything must be purified. The world of humans, gods, and spirits will all be cleaned until not a speck of dust remains. Book 18, Chapter 3. After that, a new world will rise. The world of Maitreyaera. The heavens clear. The earth shines. Heaven and earth will unite, and gods and humans will become one. But to reach this future, we must first go through pain. Before rebirth, even the gods in the universe must suffer. Fusu Volume, Chapter 1. There will be disasters. The earth will roar. Land becomes sea, and sea becomes land. Book 1, Chapter 3 and 16. Great winds, tornadoes, firestorms, earthquakes. Mount Fuji will finally erupt. Fuji Volume, Chapter 24. And finally, the book offers one way to escape these disasters. Purify yourself. Star Volume, Chapter 12. How? There is no other path but to believe in the divine and live as instructed by the gods. Book 13, Chapter 4. Is this just a strange tale from wartime Japan? Or is it a message from beyond, a warning for all of us? Whether you believe in prophecy or not, the Sun and Moon revelations continue to fascinate people, even 80 years later.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.